So let's see this question here. So it says the behavior of the tides in a fishing community can be modeled using the function. So this function is given to us here. 3 sine 30 brackets t minus 4 plus 5, where the h is representing the height of the tide in meters at t hours after midnight. So t is representing the number of hours after midnight when tide will be 6 meters within 24 hours. So 6 meters here. That means height of the tide is given. Height will be 6, but the time is missing right now. But remember, it says when will be the time. So we need to find out the answer using the time here. Let's see how we're going to do it. So first thing we're going to do here is plug the h6 here because we know that, and finding the t. So 3 times sine. Then we have 30 brackets t minus 4 in the brackets plus 5. We just need to isolate for the t here. Let's do it one by one. How to do that? First of all, the plus 5 is adding. I'm going to move it to the other side. It's going to be subtracting from here. So 6 minus 5. Here we are left with 3. Then sine 30 brackets t minus 4. Close the bracket. Now 6 minus 5 is 1, and over there is 3. Then we have sine 30 brackets t minus 4. Now 3 is multiplying. When I move the 3 to the other side, it's going to be dividing. So 1 divided by 3. And here we are left with just the sine 30 brackets t minus 4. Now notice one thing here. I want to find out the t here. But the thing is, this expression over there, this is the whole angle. 30 brackets t minus 4, that is the whole angle. Because it's really big here, so we can, just to make things more easier, this whole expression here, we can take that as x. So we can say x will be 30 brackets t minus 4. That means it's going to be 1 over 3 equals to sine, and we are replacing this one here with the x. And now we just need to solve for the x here. But notice one thing here. The sine x is equals to a positive number. According to the cast rule here, we know that here the sine is going to be positive in the quadrant 1, and it's going to be positive in the quadrant 2 here, according to the cast rule. So this is the cast rule here. So I meant to write S. S, T, C. So in the first quadrant, A means all are positive. In the second quadrant, S is sine. Sine is positive. In the third quadrant, there is a T, that means tan is positive. And in the fourth quadrant, there is a C, that means the cos is going to be positive there. Now, because our sine here is equals to positive number, so our angle is going to be in the quadrant 1 and in the quadrant 2 here. So this is the quadrant 1, and that's where the quadrant 2 is. Now notice one thing here, angle in the quadrant 1, principal and the angle and the related acute angle both will be the same. So how to find the angle in the first quadrant? So inverse is going to help us. This is a sine. By taking the sine inverse on the other side, we are going to find out the sine inverse of 1 over 3. We will be able to get the angle x. Let's do it. So sine 1 over 3, sine inverse of that, see, it's going to be 19.47. So what I did, 1/3. I'm going to find the sine inverse of this here. This is the 1/3 sine inverse of this, 19.47. This is the angle in the quadrant 1 again. The principal angle and the related acute angle will be the same here. So this angle will be 19.47 degrees. What about the other angle here? This angle again is the related acute angle. Why? Because the angle between the x-axis and the terminal arm is going to be a related acute angle, or you can say a reference angle, same thing. So this angle here is going to be 19.47 degrees. But remember, we are finding the angle in the standard position, so we are finding this angle over there, this one. So what's going to be the another angle here? This is the first angle I got it. Then what about another one? Now see there, from here this angle is 0, this is the 90 degrees, and this angle is 180 degrees. So that means notice that here, from here to here, the angle will be 180 degree. But out of the 180 degree here, if I say this part here is gonna be 19.47, how to get the other part now? So from the total angle, which is 180 here, right? From here to here is 180. So from that 180 here, subtract this 19.47, we are going to get the angle in the quadrant 2 here. Let's see. So 180 here. So 180 subtract 19.47 in that, and I'm getting 160.53. But these are not the main angles over there. Sorry, the x value. So yeah, so that's not gonna be the main angle, but remember in actual we had the t variable in that here. We are looking for the t value. So that means right now we were saying something like this here. We were saying x here will be equals to 30 brackets t minus 4. We know the x value. First we got 19.47. Since we got the 2x value, so this stays the same. But we also have, like using the same formula, we also have the x 160.53. So replace the x with 160.53 equals to, then there is 30 brackets t minus 4. Okay, I just need to solve the t from both the ends. Let's do it. 30 is multiplying right now. When we move the 30 to the other side, it's gonna be dividing. So 19.47 gonna be divided by 30. And here we are left with just t minus 4. Let's see. So 19.47 divided by 30 gives me 0.69. Oh, 0.649. There we have t minus 4. Solving the t, 4 is subtracting. Moving 4 over, it's gonna be adding. So 0.649. Add 4 in that, we're gonna get the t. Let's see. So 0.649, add the t in that. Add the 4 in that. It's 4.649. This is the t value. So we can say this is gonna be about 4.6. That's the t. Same thing for the next one. We are solving the t here. 630 is multiplying right now. When I move that over, it's gonna be dividing. So 160.5 going to be divided by 30, sorry. And here is t minus 4 left. So let's divide 160.5 with 30. I got 5.35. And over there is t minus 4. Again, 4 subtracting. Moving here will be adding. So 5.35. Add 4 in that. It's gonna be 9.35. Okay. So what are the t values we got here? So first t value I got here is 4.6. Next t value I got here is 9.35. But remember, the question is asking, it says when tide will be 6 meters within 24 hours. So like after 4.6 hours, tide will reach the 6 meters of height. After 9.35 of hours here, then the tide will reach again 6 meters of the height. That means I need to find the 24-hour period here. This is just after the 9.35, so we can say that's going to be about 9.4. So I can just rounding off to the 1 decimal place, so we can say just about 9.4. But we can take the 2 decimals also. Now, because it says there will be more than one answer here, right? That's what it's stating here. To how to get the next value here. Remember that the t values that I got here, if you want to find more t values, like at what other times, again the time it's going to reach 24 hours here, because it's going to reach the 6 meters of the height. So this is how it's going to work here, the graph of it. So the 6 is going to be maybe somewhere, that's going to be the 6 meters of height, just an idea. Like at this point here, if the time will be 4.6, this will be 9.4. I need to find the other time also. I need to find out the other times also. So what to do for that here? So whatever the times you got it, add the period in that. The question says there is 24-hour period in this one. So period we already know that's gonna be 24. So no, it says within 24 hours here. What is the period right now? How to find the period? Formula is gonna be 360 degrees divided by the k. So right now this is the k value here, 30. So if I do 360 divided by 30 here, let's see what's gonna be the answer. Should be 12. 360 divided by 30 should be 12 here. That is the period. So that means the 12, which is the period here, I'm going to add up in this t value to find out the other t values here. So 4.6, let's add the 12 in that here. It's going to be 16.6 here. So 16.6. Same thing if you want to find the other one in 9.4, we're going to add the 12 here. So if we add the 9.4 with the 12, it's going to be 21.4. And that is going to be the time within the 24 hours here. This is going to be the answer. But when will the tide reach? So that means you need to tell the answer in the proper time, like 1 p.m., 4 p.m., like how. Let's see. Let's talk about this here. So we are writing the t. When t is equals to 0, we are saying that's going to be midnight. Now, after the 1 hour of midnight here, it will be 1 a.m. After the 2 hours of midnight here, we're going to say that's going to be 2 a.m. When the time will be 4.6, that means, okay, 3, then that's 4, that will be 5. So at 4, after 4 hours, 4 hours after midnight will be 4 a.m. 5 hours after midnight will be 5 a.m. So here we are saying 4.6 hours. That means 4.6 will be here. So we need to convert this one. So that means we know that 4.6 means definitely going to be 4 a.m. But 0.6 we have to convert that in the minutes. Because remember, you can write the time with the hour and minute here. So 4.6 hours means this is a 4 hour and 0.6 hours here. So can we convert 0.6 hours into the minutes? So in a 1 hour there is going to be in a 1 hour there is going to be 60 minutes. So just multiply 0.6 by the 60. It's going to be 36 minutes. So 4 a.m. and 36, this is going to be the time when the high tide will occur. Same thing to the 9.4 here. So 9.4 means it's going to be 9 a.m. and 0.4, that means this one again is 9 hours and 0.4 hours basically. So can we convert 0.4 hours into the minutes here? So just multiply 0.4 by 60 because in a 1 hour there is 60 minutes. It's 24 here. So it's going to be 9 a.m. and 24 minutes. 24 minutes, but is it a.m. or p.m.? It's a.m. So this is at this time here, the tide will be reaching the height 6 meters. Same thing to 16.6 here. Now 16.6, is it AM or PM? 16 hours after the midnight. Okay, let's talk about it here. Because if I say 6 here, 7, 8, 9, that's still 9 AM. 10, 11, 12, so 12 noon basically. Now after 12 noon, it's gonna be 1 PM. So number of hours will be 13. After that, it's gonna be 14 hours. What would be the time? 2 PM. So that means 16.6 here, if we follow that pattern over there. So 16.6 is gonna be, it's gonna be representing 16 hours and 0.6 hours basically. So we know that 0.6, if I convert that into the minutes here, it's gonna be 36. And 16 hours means it's gonna be 4:36 PM now. That means the tide at the height of 6 meters occurs at 4:36 PM now. Same thing, 21.4, 21 means 21 hours after midnight means 9 PM basically. So it's gonna occur at 9 PM and there will be 24 minutes. So 9:24 PM. So that's gonna be the times, but this is the number of hours, by the way, after midnight. And this is the exact times when the tide will occur. The height will be 6 meters. lengthier question. So please go over this one. There were so many things we covered here. So you should know how to find out the angles. If the expression given something like this here, so after finding the t values here, we also need to interpret what does that means. It says when tide will be. So we need to tell that in the times. Okay. So go over this one if there is